I go over a few things that I have set up a little bit differently. I found these on the NaNoWriMo forum. Somebody made these for Filofax. They won't fit in my Filofax, but I printed them out to actually go in my writer notebook, the big one, the binder. And then I'm going to go back through and see if I can revamp them to actually fit in my Filofax. But they're really good. I think she did a good job. Here's my mini writer's Bible. Now in here, I carried this with me in my purse at all times. As you can see, it has a to-do list for week 3. This is week 4. So we have my actual writer's Bible. I have set things up a little bit differently. This first insert is the first section of my outline with tarot. The next section is the second part. I ran out of room. My folder dashboard, I have stick-it notes. This is all for research. More stick-it notes. This is the Midori notebook that Maya sent me. It is going to be my actual writer's journal. I will start writing in it and recording my word count, that kind of thing, talking about how I did, my ideas, what's going on with my writing. This section is the visual stuff for my writing. This is the color coding for all the characters in the novel. This is the color coding for the character arcs, some information, a diagram. I'm not sure what to call that. It breaks it down into the actual hero's journey and then the character arc so you can kind of see where they go. Here is my writer notebook. I have my outline in it. I am all caught up. This is where I'm at right now. I have a journal entry from yesterday to do, and then I have the second part of a writer spread to do to add in there. And here is my pencil case. It has a glue stick. It has a little bit of washi tape. It has a pencil sharpener, pens, a highlighter, some extra ink cartridges, all kinds of stuff. And then last but not least, we have my Filofax, which I have revamped to stay organized because I normally only use my Filofax for bills. But I thought, instead of ordering an insert for my traveler's notebook, I have one for writing stuff and one for art journaling and personal journaling. So I really don't want to have a whole nother thing. I decided to just go ahead and make my Filofax work for me. Now, I have a quote. I think it's inspirational. It talks about inspiration. And then I like this quote as well. And the reason I kept this came with a planner that I took apart, is because it has a pocket. This dashboard is Sorry for the Glare. It's from Mrs. Brimble's. We're going to skip personal information. I made the dividers myself. This is my notes. And I have blog ideas, video ideas, that kind of thing in there. We're going to skip the contacts. We're going to go to the to-do section. And here I have, for this week, because it's the last week before NaNoWriMo, I have my top 5 tasks. Then I have all the tasks that I'm pretty sure that I need to do this week. And I will check off things as I go. And then when you get that calendar will fold out. And I took the academic planner that I found at Walmart and unbound it and put holes in it. And here we go. This is this week's at a glance. I have these little things. This is Mondays. And I have it washi taped in. Like today, I have take car to the shop. I have to take it to the shop. I have for Friday, I go to the eye doctor. And look there, NaNoWriMo, 5 days. We have 5 days off. Here's November. I ordered some sticky notes, some little stickers, and stuff like that for NaNoWriMo specifically. They will have the things where you can put your word count and stuff. And then the next section is what I call my writer stuff. And I have my goals listed. I have my wish list for writer supply things like a new computer, a new camera, that kind of thing. And that's it, because at the very end of this, a tablet note thing and some stickers. That part I have redone. So the next part, we're going to talk a little bit about what you kind of need to do. I have redone my calendar. My calendar is now ready for NaNoWriMo. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on for NaNoWriMo and what things I've changed up and some last minute what I think actually helps. One of the things that I think is really important, which is why I changed so much up, is because I think it's important to have goals. I think that setting goals either on a calendar or in a spreadsheet, where you keep up with your word count, I think that's really important. I also think it helps keep you motivated. One of the things that I would suggest that you do is find a set time, schedule in a time for you to write, whether you have to get up early in the morning or you have to stay up a little late, write on your lunch hour, write on your commute to work, whatever works for you. I know if you're really busy and you're working and going to school, that might be hard. Another thing you might want to think about doing, is carrying a notebook with you at all times so that if you come up with ideas about dialogue or whatever, you can write those down. I'll say I'll remember it, but I will never remember it. If you are into the technology thing and you have a phone or a tablet or something, then you keep track of things that way. That's great. Another thing you might want to do is keep snacks and drinks close by so that you're not constantly getting up to go get something to drink or a snack. One of the other things you might want to think about doing, when you set your goals, set some small, some medium, and some large goals so that you can reward yourself. Now, one of the things that I think is really important, at least for me, is that when let's say I make a small goal and I say, okay, when I get to 500 words, I'm going to reward myself with a piece of chocolate. When I get to the 1,667 words, I'm going to reward myself with 30 minutes of TV or an hour of TV or something. Get to watch a show on Netflix. I'll reward myself with some of the smaller goals, and then I always, at the end of NaNoWriMo, when I win NaNoWriMo, I reward myself with something. One year it was Scrivener. One year it was my writer's clock. One year it was a book that I really wanted to read. This year I am thinking about rewarding myself with a new cork board. That one has pictures and stuff on it. These are a bunch of different little cork boards, and thinking about rewarding myself with a big cork board or a big dry erase board to put up here. I was also thinking about getting myself a poster with the typewriter or a print or something. I don't have a lot of writer stuff on the walls in here. This is kind of a hodgepodge of things, and I kind of wanted something that was writer related to go up on the wall. I have the Snoopy writing at work. That's on my October calendar. That's the prompt I did, one of the prompts I did for the RightTube video I made. Just different little things. So I think that it's time for me to get rid of the poster board and to redo some of this stuff so that I can actually give myself a more organized place to put things. I think that might just be my goal. Another thing you might want to think about doing, turn your inner editor off. We've all talked about it. It's really important. One of the things you kind of want to do when you're participating in NaNoWriMo is if you get stuck at a scene in a chapter and you aren't sure of what to do, where you're going with it, just move forward, skip it, move forward. You can color code and go back later and put things in, but don't take things out. Do not edit anything. Do not edit. Okay? So don't delete. Do not delete. I highlight passages that I know either need to work or whatever in different colors. They're color coded. So let's say, for example, that I have a scene that I can't stand that I think is just completely crappy. I'll highlight that red. That means stop, no, I don't want it. For research, something that I know needs more research, I'll highlight that yellow. For things that I know it's okay, but it needs work, I like it, but I definitely know it could stand improvement, I highlight that blue. When I am writing and I can't think of what the dialogue is, but I know that there needs to be some dialogue, I'll write a couple of sentences about the scene that I think for the dialogue would need, and then I'll highlight that orange. For anything that has to do with setting, if I need to come up with the name of a town, or I need some directions, or I need anything that has to do with setting, I'll highlight that green. So that when I go back and I'm going to edit or whatever, I can look back and go, oh, well, this is what this is about. Because if I don't write it down and I don't highlight it, later on when NaNoWriMo's over and I'm going back through it, I am not going to remember the idea that I had at that particular time or whatever. Let's see, let me check my little list. Personal goals, writing buddies, that's the thing I skipped. Hashtag NaNoWriMo, hashtag WriteTube, hashtag WriteStuff, hashtag word sprints. You're going to see those everywhere, hopefully. Every year during NaNoWriMo, during Camp NaNoWriMo, people do word sprints. NaNoWriMo has them, the Word Nerds has them. Tamara Woods, known as Pen Paper Pad, started what's called the WriteTube project, hashtag WriteTube. And we've been doing videos in regard to writing in NaNoWriMo, trying to get people in the YouTube community that are writers to communicate and stuff like that. It's been really good. Tonight, hashtag WriteStuff, we do live tweet chats every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, tonight we will be doing also a live Google Hangout. Me and Tamara and Sarah and Maya and Amy, and I'm not sure, there's probably a few others, are going to be live Google Hangout. We're going to be talking about writing in NaNoWriMo. I hope to see you there, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hashtag WriteStuff. And one last thing, the Nano forums are great for finding other writers in your region. They have the municipal meetups. I'd have to drive an hour and a half away to go to one of those, so I haven't been to one. Last year I wanted to go, the year before, but the driving, the commuting an hour and a half or an hour away, depending on traffic, when I could be using that time writing, because that's 2 to 3 hours worth of driving that I could be writing. So I don't know. As of yet, I haven't went because I just can't see spending that kind of time commuting to go to one. Maybe eventually I will become a municipal liaison for the city I live in, and it's a small city, so big town, small city. Maybe eventually we'll get one going on here. That's it. I think I covered everything. Like I said, turn your inner editor off, keep snacks and drinks at hand, keep a notebook, keep count of your writing in some shape or form, whether it's a spreadsheet or an actual piece of paper or a calendar like I have up on my door, something. It helps keep you motivated. And like I said, 5 days we have left for NaNoWriMo, and I will see you guys soon. Happy nanoing. We have just a little bit of time left for prep, so if you haven't quite made up your mind about doing NaNoWriMo, you really should. It's so much fun. Bye. Thank you.